us and leave at once for Dada Jollof. You will raid the village of Majigeen.
The Wooler village, my king? But we were told no.
Silence! You will capture them and bring them to Gori.
You have my word on it, King Andela. The Risia's village will not see another sunrise.
Make it so. Too bad with your money.
Tembaleko! Tembaleko baiko moten. Tembaleko baiko moten. Tembaleko baiko moten.
Geneva Fatoussi, female, age 22. Aminata Mariama Sisse, female virgin, age 17. Mam Sala Gay, female, age 18. Female virgin, 13 years of age. Anta Majigeen Yai. Assalamu alaikum. Dombu Jigen. I am Mamadou Sek, griot for the Njai family. I keep the family history so that future generation can honor our grandparents and their grandparents and their grandparents before them. So, they will never be forgotten. My father was a griot for the father of Anta Majigeen Njai. So according to my tradition, I am Anta's personal griot. I knew that I would keep her story the story of this Wolof girl from Senegal. And the story begins in Senegal, Africa, in a village called Dara Jolof. At her baptism, which starts with a religious ceremony before the festive celebration can begin. Before the celebration can begin, a lamb is sacrificed in order to commemorate Abraham's faith into the Almighty. The lamb is prepared and slaughtered. According to tradition, 7 days after the baby's birth, prayers are recited and the baby's head is shaved. And the baby's name is announced for the first time. Anta Majigeen Jai. Anta Majigeen Jai. She's born of Salif Jai, the generous and fair Salif Jai. Salif Jai, son of the Honorable Muhammad Jai, the great grandfather of Anta Majigeen Jai. Ahmad Jai, son of noblest old man. He was born in Dara Jolof and governed the village well. Praise him, alhamdulillah. Praise Anta Majigeen Jai. Jamal Islami.
Wow! Ate the chicken, Jai. Jordan ate the chicken. Wiped the stomach, Jai. Wow! Ate the chicken, Jai. Jordan ate the chicken, Jai. Jordan stopped the chicken. Ate the chicken, Jai. Alhamdulillah. Boy, we're not funny. Boy, the couple check love.
Anta Majigeen Jai. What a day of jubilation it was. Anta grew like any other Wolof girl, following Muslim tradition. I saw her often. My family performed at the family baptism, funerals, and weddings. Anta lived in a stratified social system, where Wolof families like Anta's kept slaves of their own, considered victims of circumstance, destined to serve a family as a result of losing a war. They were not considered any less human or mistreated. The slave cooked for the family, cleaned the house, and took care of the children.
Anta, it's late. Put your head down and go to sleep. Tomorrow your sister will be married, and soon you will be married too.
But I don't want to leave you, Yai.
You are Wolof girls and must not forget your pride. Your father and I have selected a husband for you. Soon you will know his name. Good night, Sumadun. Sleep well and don't worry. Good night, my daughter Miriama too. Pray. Allah will take care of you.
I'll be okay, Auntie. You'll see. Good night, sister.
Idrissa, come. You need to sleep, Lanle.
It's okay, Ida. I'm getting ready for the ceremony tomorrow.
Idrissa, Have you heard about Nandela and his chetto? I heard they have taken prisoners from as nearby as Kawal.
Nonsense, Ida. Ndela will never attack us. We are warlords. Go on now. Tomorrow, you will be the most beautiful woman in ceremony. Go on now. It will be all right. I must prepare. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Weddings are some of the happiest duties griots perform. But Mariam's wedding was not to be that day. My father, the griot for the father of Anta Majigeen Jai, had to perform his funeral instead. I never saw him as overwhelmed as grief as he was that day. I was a little older than Anta, a young boy myself, but I had to find her and bring her back home. So Anta is taken to the island of Gauri, to what is now called the doorway of no return. Where she would have her last look at the rocky coast of her homeland.
While the sun still slept 2 centuries ago, and Anta was your name. It was warm and dry, the wind lay still, called you soldiers on their way to capture you, a Wolof princess fair. Nandala's warriors, braids whipping in the air. They stormed your village, cut your father down. They were your brothers, spoke the same way. For guns and liquors, your virginities, a fair trade. Does your soul fly over the sea again, Miss Anta Majigeen Jai? Anta Majigeen I don't know what is happening. My mother needs me now, and only Allah knows what this is all about. Do my very best not to question things that I can't see, and not to worry of what will become of me. So I'm leaving without a word. I can do it if I try.
So Ante is taken to Cuba, where merchants from all around the world met to purchase goods for resale in their homelands. Goods and slaves from Africa. Several of folks for the best deal in town. Do I hear 5 pounds, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 6 times? Do I hear 20 pounds for the young in the back? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 6 times? So we've got a young African Bella Bozales. Do I hear 20 times, 1 time, 2 times, 4 times, 6 times? So, Belas Bozales para comprar. A plantation owner, Spanish owner, Florida, named Zephaniah Kingsley, was among the same merchants that day, purchasing goods for resale. He purchased sugar, spices, and 3 women that day. Anta was one of those women. And by Zephaniah's account, he married her then and there.
Well, it's the first time that I've seen you. You seem so far out of reach. Naivete, beauty, regal dignity, and the color of my skin, my only power. Ironically, if you'd have had the chance, would you have bought and sold me? Honey, if you'd have had the same chance, would you have bought and sold me? Well, you want more than a baby, honey, I'll take you under my arm, and I swear that it's the truth. Well, I don't mean you no harm. You don't much complain, you seem willing to go along, and it isn't always easy knowing right from wrong. I swear it isn't always easy knowing right from wrong.
Las mejores en Havana. Necesita más hambre para trabajar el cotón.
Do you hate me for what I did? Tell me what you know. Are you mad at God? Did he let you down? Forgive me before I go, before my time is through. I want you to know I
For your 14th birthday, a wife and a mother you became. Then a white man changed your name.
Your name.
You may all be wondering how other Africans could trade their own people into the horror that became known as the Atlantic slave trade. How much did the people in Africa know of what was happening to their people after capture? Was it possible to see into the future and the hundreds of years of bloodshed and inhumanity that would follow? There was a time-honored tradition of slavery well in place in Africa that was very different from the reality the slaves experienced in the Americas.
I know what you're thinking. Don't you look at me that way. I got a survival mentality. Don't you look at me. Don't you look at me that way. Increasing the wealth of my family is my priority. Is what I'm supposed to do. And you were in my shoes.
You were in his shoes.
You do the same thing too.
You do the same thing too.
You were in my shoes.
You were in his shoes.
You do the same thing too.
You do the same thing too.
Take a look at your history, and you will find that you're not that different from me. Tax relief for the wealthy, unfortunate victims of circumstance coming from shithole countries. It's just like it always has been. It has never does. There's nothing new under the sun. And for me, here I stand with my royalty.
Royalty.
Protection and loyalty.
Loyalty.
From the cheddar warriors that fight for me.
We fight for you. We fight for you.
You're in my shoes.
You were in his shoes.
You do the same thing too.
You do the same thing too.
You're in my shoes.
You were in his shoes.
You do the same thing too.
You do the same thing too. Again.
You do the same thing too.
You do the same thing too.
You do the same thing too. You do the same thing too.
So, Anta is now Mrs. Anna Kingsley, a mother of 3 by the age of 18. She was also first becoming known as a shrewd businesswoman, running the plantation affairs after her husband's long absences. It seemed a lifetime ago since that Anta had been taken from Senegal. But I think that she has some sense of comfort knowing I was there.
Well, Sinabu, manaka suma nde. Lord Deaf? The sauce needs to cook more. Mr. Gibbs, may I see the container of supplies we've ordered, please? Mr. Kingsley told you to prepare a ship for tomorrow. Thank you. That would be all. Abram, don't forget to check that back row this afternoon.
Anna, aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Mr. Gibbs says you're preparing to leave for departure. Tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be leaving tomorrow.
For how long?
Several months.
Rebel invasions are becoming more frequent, and I fear for the safety of our children.
I as well, but you're strong and capable. All will be well,
Inshallah.
God willing. Oh, and I'm about to make an announcement that I may think will interest you.
Inshallah.
Let it be known that I possessed as a slave a black woman called Anna. Bought a bozal about 18 years of age from the port of Havana in a slave cargo. The said black woman has given birth to 3 mulatto children. George, about 3 years, 9 months. Martha, 20 months. And Mary, 1 month old. And regarding the good qualities of the said black woman, the nicety and fidelity which she has shown me, and for other reasons, I have resolved to set her free.
Me too.
And they had always maintained a separate dwelling from Zephaniah and the others on the plantation. But she decides now to move on her own home, on her own land, away from Zephaniah. There had always been other wives and family of Zephaniah. The concept of polygamy was not unusual to her. I'm not sure what her reasons were for leaving. But shortly after she was given her independence, she set up her home and business in nearby Mandarin. By that time, Anna had owned 12 slaves of her own. She took her children and the slaves with her.
I never planned anyone like you. It was the furthest thing from my mind to tell you the truth. And I did my best not to let my feelings show through. Mask a casual conversation. Late at night, the short spray stung my lips. You gave me a smile and the morning stars. Far from me, even further from my home, you took me in as your own. Was there something between you and me? But I'm leaving without a word. I can do it if I try. 'Cause if I leave you without a word, I don't have to say goodbye. Monkey down. There are many others for you. Some women, some are girls. You can have anything you desire in this world, but I also bet none of the others can take care of you like I do. But I'm leaving you to them without a word. around. Tell me what you like, 'cause if only are you mine without a word? Did he let you? I don't have to say goodbye, for my time is fleeting. Goodbye.
Well, it was a good time I was around for all of these. But then again, I am always around, ain't I? And I think that Anta had some sense of comfort knowing that I was around to preserve her story for future generations. Because that's what I do. After all, I'm your griot, baby.
Don't worry, 'cause he's not gonna stop singing and dancing. Your family's history. That's not how the game is played. Since he was born, he was made to protect you, sing for you. That's the job he was born to do.
It's not easy, you know it's true. It's the job he was born to do. Person in your corner isn't. He'll even tell your grandkids, 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 grandkids.
'Cause he's your griot, baby.
Real baby.
He'll take care of you. 'Cause he's your griot, baby.
Real baby.
He'll take care of you.
Who's your baby?
Now, if you an expensive gift at the wedding of a friend, now you don't have to write it down, 'cause on him you can depend. That's all I'm saying, y'all.
Record all your good deeds at the next family. Even he'll calculate every dollar, every dollar, every dollar, every dollar that was spent.
'Cause he's a griot, baby.
Real baby.
He'll take care of you. 'Cause he's a griot, baby.
Real baby.
He'll take care of you. Griot, 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 baby, griot, 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 baby, griot, 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 griot,
Don't forget, I'm your griot, baby. Anta was beginning to establish a reputation as a shrewd businesswoman. I was so proud of her. But the rapidly changing political climate in Florida was beginning to worry her in Zephaniah. Spain was having trouble keeping control of its territories. There were frequent attacks of rebels from Georgia trying to seize the plantation and take Spain from the newly established United States. Under United States law, slaves were not considered to have the same right as had black under Spanish rule. They could not buy their freedom, sue in a court of law, or inherit property. Of course, this troubled Anta, but she had more immediate concern.
We must leave the plantation at once. Everybody gather as many pots, pans, and food items as you can carry.
Judge and Butchers attacked and tried to seize the plantation. This and I went away.
Mary, you're the oldest now. Go with your sister and your brother. I have something to do. Mama! Go now, Lucky! Don't worry. All will be fine. Inshallah.
Let it be known that Anna M. Kingsley deserves any favor the governor can grant her, rather than afford shelter to the enemy of His Majesty, she burned it up and remained exposed to the weather. The Spanish royal order provides rewards for such services, for her heroic contributions to the defense of the province. I, Captain Thomas Learante, hereby deliver 350 acres of land grant. May God bless you. God bless your family, and God bless the King of Spain. Despite the honor from the Spanish governor, Anta has other worries. Her fears are now confirmed by attacks in surrounding areas. They moved to Fort George, built a home, and to plant crops. Soon after arriving, they built a home for the families and the Miss Anna house, a separate dwelling for Anta and her children. Few years later came the surprise arriving of Anta's fourth and last child, a son named John Maxwell. Anta and her son were in danger according to the US law, but in this death baptism, all is peaceful. I baptize you, John Maxwell Kingsley, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Joy, locum vocum solum, solum yetenini, floating upstream, heading south, cutting off my nose to spite my face. St. John's absolution, eternal and proud, might be our only saving grace. Well, it just might be our only saving grace. Tend to take more than we give. Hey, Monte Babla. Is it here it ends or began? Is it here it ends or began? River of lace, forgiving and true, murky banks, cypress line. She draws stories created by a precious few that mirror truths left behind. Mirror truths left behind. Hey, Monte Babla, 5,000 years has reality.
can name her. Spanish, French, red, white, and blue. With a little reflection, you appreciate her, and you see, she's looking back at you. Hey, Ma to Baba, we tend to take more than we give. Hey, Ma to Baba, is it here? It is open gate. Is it here? It is open gate. Is it here? It is open
Anta was from the wall of ethnic group. We griot, we traditionally sing for the wall of families. From the time Anta was a child, her parents considering the possibilities for her future husband. And about the time in my life too, my parents was choosing a wife for me from a good griot family. Lucky for me, she was a beauty. Rokhaya Yasin Gay. When I was 19, we married. And about the time Anta had John Maxwell, I too had a son named Amadou. To honor Allah for his blessing, a lamb was captured and sacrificed. For an African woman, there is no greater form of pride than raising a child. And for a griot like me, it was a blessing to carry on our tradition. I knew, like Anta, her son John Maxwell would have a griot to watch over him.
Angola, Sumo don't be. Yeah.
Hey, Amadou, I love you, you know it too. I'ma do my best for you. 'Cause you're my son and I'm your mama, Amadou.
I'm a regla, what's in Angola, Sumo don't be. Yeah.
Hey, Amadou, I love you, you know it too. I won't have regrets for you. 'Cause you're my son and I'm your mama, Amadou.
Hey, I'm a regla, what's in Angola.
Did you know you make me happy? Did you know you make me smile every day? Oh, I sent you at the right time, and I put my life for you, and everything you do, I'ma do.
I'm a regla, what's in Angola, Sumo don't be. Yeah.
Hey, Amadou, pack your suitcase, your little passport. Gonna go up on a plane up in the sky. So gonna go across the sea to America, see your family. You can always count on me, 'cause you're my son and I'm your mama, Amadou.
I'm a regla,
You're my son and I'm your mama, Amadou.
Sumo don't be.
Hey, Amadou, When I'm old and my hair turns blue, you can buy a house for me by the sea and a Cadillac too. Maybe you'd be an ambassador,
a diplomat, can you imagine that? And I'ma say I'm proud of you, 'cause you're my son and I'm your mama. Hey, 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 'cause you're my son and I'm your mama. Hey, hey, hey. Did you know you make me happy?
Did you know you make me smile every day? Oh, I sent you at the right time, and I live my life for you, and everything you do, I'ma do.
Hey, I'm a reclub,
I'm gonna do everything for you.
so more don't be. I'm gonna do my best for you. I'm gonna say I'm proud of you. Yes, I'm gonna do my best for you. Hey, yeah. Hey, I'm a reclub, watching a girl rise. Tomorrow don't be. Yeah, hey, I'm a reclub, watching a girl rise. Tomorrow don't be. Hey, I'ma do. I love you. You know it's true.
In the years since Anta's capture and her father's death, her mother Ada finds comfort in the prayer, the Salat, a pillar of Islam. The Salat are practiced 5 times a day at specific time. She has done this every day of her adult life. Anta has found similar strength in the Catholic Mass.
It's been a while since you were taken from me. Allah is great, and it is not for me to ask why this was meant to be. Still I pray my Salat 5 times a day. I send your angel a message from me too. I pray Allah will take care of you. The morning you were born was the happiest of my life. Also the day when your father asked me to become his wife. You're both gone. I was lucky to have you at all. Compared to some, my problems are small. Judgment will come after the fall. La ilaha, la ilaha illallah. See you both in paradise, inshallah. Still I pray my Salat 5 times a day, while angels do the same in the sky. Allah is is great. Alhamdulillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin.
It's been a while since I was taken from you. God is great, but it's not for me to ask what He decides to do. Still I take my communion every day, and these things I'll do till the end. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. La ilaha, la ilaha, la ilaha illallah, illallah. Hey, hey, hey. La ilaha, la ilaha, la illallah. See the world in paradise, inshallah.
Still I pray my salat 5 times a day.
Oh, my angels do the same in the sky. God is great, alhamdulillah.
Allah is great, alhamdulillah. God is great, alhamdulillah.
According to Islam, a man is permitted to have up to 4 wives and must all be treated equally. If you cannot afford such a large family, then you should have married only one woman. The reason is to multiply, so that woman left without husband can be taken care of. In those days, almost all marriages were arranged. But times have changed, and many Muslim couples don't accept to take other spouses. Muslim couple may choose a vow of monogamy on the basis of sentiment between them. You have met my wife Rokhaya. Let me tell you, for me, one wife is plenty.
Dearest sister-in-law, I have the best news. Your husband has taken on 2 more wives. What? Praise to Allah for his help and great success. Alhamdulillah. Oh, women today are so difficult.
Yeah, I'm leaving this town without a word. Yeah, I can do it. If I try, I carried a baby that was made from love. But he's born in a bag of lies, lies, yeah, yeah, lies, lies. llevar.
Yeah, if you can do it, so can I. The world we have is so much different than before, and to these rules I can't comply. So I wrote you so long
a letter. We all had such high hopes back then. You chose to leave for a life of your own.
For me, with the pain never ends.
Anta and Zephaniah decided that it was too great a risk to remain in North Florida. They were now a constant threat to Anta and her children. Zephaniah feared that his family could be sold back into slavery. Anta's two daughters were both grown up and married. So it was decided that she would leave her son immediately for Haiti. Zephaniah had bought a considerable piece of property for Anta and her children. Anta is prepared to leave the plantation where she has watched her children play and grow. Zephaniah headed out of home to resume the merchant's business.
Will you be joining us?
Soon, Anna. Soon.
Inshallah. The anchors touching ground, my face pressed against the glass. For the first time in 3 months, it starts to rain. I'm having second thoughts. Maybe I should have asked. Are you sure you felt the same? And still I'm leaving without I can do it if I try. 'Cause if I leave you without a word, I don't have to say goodbye. Monkey down.
Our children are almost grown. You've done all the work, and I've left you all alone. So why do I feel like a victim if I've known all along that what we all were doing wasn't right but was wrong? Deep down I've known the difference between right and wrong. And do you hate me for what I did? Tell me what you know. time for you to tell me how you feel. The circumstances that brought us together were far from real, and I may never know if you ever loved me. In fact, after all these years, you're still a mystery to me. Since the first time we met, you remained a mystery. But I pray that you and God look on me kindly when I'm gone, and I pray you can forgive all that I did that was wrong. I'm trying to tell you how I feel, my feelings are so strong. I've always known the difference between right and wrong. And deep down in my heart,
Zephaniah died at the age of 78, living under alone for the first time in more than 30 years of marriage. She began immediately taking care of her children and even delivered Zephaniah's other child born after his death from her young mistress Flora.
Rejoice to Majigeen, Massa,
Masa,
Massa,
Masa,
Massa,
Masa,
Desa.
Deisa,
Rejoice to Majigeen, Massa,
Masa,
Massa,
Masa,
Massa,
Deisa,
to Majigeen, Massa,
Masa,
Massa,
Masa,
Massa, 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 to Majigeen.
For Zephaniah's other wives and families, the atmosphere was very different upon the news of Zephaniah's death. But there is an African spirit of togetherness that says, ñu dee ñu deewuñu, bés bu nekk ñoo ngi ak ñun. The deaf are not dead, but always with us.
You died in the morning, 17 years and a day. We had a good life together, baby. I'm gonna dig up your grave. I'm walking down your house, baby, and I'm gonna dig up your grave. Oh, me dara, dara. Oh, me dara, dara. It's a beautiful house, so much nicer than mine. It's for security, baby. I drink a mouthful of wine. No, it's for security, baby. Drink a mouthful of wine. Oh, me dara, dara. Oh, me dara, dara. Well, your daughter's grown quite a bit. I do the best that I can. I work the fields till I ache, and I got blood on my hands. You know I work the fields till I bleed, but I'm missing my man. Oh, me dara, dara. Oh, me dara, dara.
All rise. I said, all rise. Station A.
Majigeen Kingsley.
Mrs. Kingsley, would you like to address this court today and those family members of your husband that are contesting your inheritance?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm older now. I lived long enough to know when to fight and when to leave well enough alone. I've come a long way now, and I'm not about to leave for home without what I have coming to me.
Concerning the estate of Mr. Zephaniah Kingsley, contested on this day, March 18, 1861, by his cousins, we, the Court of Duval County, find Mrs. Anna Majigeen Kingsley, his legal wife of 37 years, is entitled to 12% of all land, capital, and assets bequeathed to her. Mrs. Kingsley, your husband has provided you with the inheritance that will ensure your wealth for the rest of your life. Congratulations.
Drinking that's feeling, I wrap you up 'cause you're cold and I lay down next to you. Wrap you up 'cause you're cold and I lay down next to you. Dara, Dara, oh me Dara, Dara. So you died in the morning, 32 years and a day. Walking down to your house, baby, gonna dig up your grave. Let my tears fall into the dark red clay, and wash the sea with your memory as I kneel down to pray. Wash the sea with your memory as I kneel down to pray. Oh me Dara, Dara, oh me Dara, Dara.
Anta lived on with the hope that her granddaughter Olivia and her generation could live in a safer world where they would enjoy freedom, happiness, and longevity.
The morning you were born was the happiest day of my life.
Remember, Anta, you are Wula.
You're in my shoes, you do that same thing.
You'll be okay, Anta. You'll see.
So far you see this world like a vision still untapped through the ways of most resistance. Though this life around you fell and made you whole, you view his innocence as was before it falls. And I love you, honey, you know I do. I'd like to take you from the world you're going through. I'll live it up, counting on you the way I do, to wipe away the pain of the world you never knew. You never knew. And I love you, honey, you know I do. I'd like to take you from the world you never knew. I'll live it up, counting on you to wipe away the pain of the world you never knew. You never knew.
was the furthest thing from my mind to tell you the truth. And I did my best not to let my feelings show through a mask of casual conversation. So I'm leaving without a word. I can do it if I try. Cause if I leave you without a word, I don't have to say goodbye.
Mind them.
Will you join me?
Soon, Anta, soon. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Know by all men that I, Anna M. Kingsley, of the county of Duval and state of Florida, being of sound mind and memory but feeble in strength, do hereby constitute my last will and testament. On the 24th day of April, 1866, I put my daughter, Mary B. Baxter, in full possession of the following amount of money and possessions: $3,000 in cash and 4 Negro slaves. Polly, a woman about 17 years. Joe, a boy about 14. Elizabeth, a girl about 12. And Julia, a girl about 9 years. Also, all of my right title and interest in and to a certain claim I have under the will of Zephaniah Kingsley, late of East Florida, in which he, the said Kingsley, bequeathed and devised to me 1/12 part of any amount or sum of money that shall be allowed to him or his heirs by the government of the United States. At my death, my daughter shall divide the remaining money and possessions between the children of my son, John Maxwell Kingsley of San Domingo, and provide for the education and necessary expenses of my granddaughter, Isabel Olivia Kingsley. I do hereby invest in my daughter full possession to act as executor to this, my last will, no matter whether in or out of the United States, or matter where I live or die.
General Fatu C, female, age 22. Aminata Mariam Sise, female virgin, age 17. Mam Salah Gay, female, age 18. This is the story of Majigeen. The end of her long life is peaceful, and I'm grateful for that. It's an honor and a pleasure to be her griot, to be the keeper, the teller, and the caretaker of her story. My sons and my daughters and their sons and their daughters have carried her story. Never forget this wonderful woman. I must leave now. Mind you them. Anta kaifi legi.
Lugo Majigeen minaku. Degna.